Welcome to the MBA Book Club, the podcast where big ideas meet boardroom ambition. Each week, we explore essential reads for business leaders, from timeless MBA classics to bold new takes on leadership, strategy, innovation, and more. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, launching your next venture, or sharpening your skills in the classroom, this is your go-to guide for the book shaping business thinking. Get ready to learn faster, lead smarter, and never fall behind the curve. This is the MBA Book Club.
Welcome to the deep dive. Think of us today as your ultimate shortcut to being well-informed.
Yeah, and today we're doing something a bit different.
We're running a special MBA Book Club session, really getting into a guide that feels, well, critical right now for leaders. It's Geoff Woods' The AI-Driven Leader. And look, this isn't just another tech book. It's pitched as a practical blueprint, for navigating how AI is fundamentally changing the workplace.
Which it absolutely is.
Totally.
Yeah.
And Woods' core idea, it really reframes things. He argues AI isn't here to replace leaders. Not at all.
No, the argument is it augments us, makes us better.
Exactly. Augments. But, and this is big but, it only works if leaders are willing to make a pretty fundamental shift, moving away from being the traditional decision maker to becoming what he calls sense makers. A really powerful term, I think.
It is, and that's precisely why this book is, well, I think it's essential for you, the listener. Whether you're maybe deep in your MBA studies or prepping for leadership, or maybe you're already managing a team, Woods just cuts through so much of the technical jargon that can be such a barrier, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And he just zeroes in on the practical stuff, what leaders must do differently, how you need to rethink strategy, team dynamics, even just basic decision-making when AI is in the mix.
It's not an if anymore, is it?
No, not at all. It's how you lead with it effectively.
Okay, so sense-making.
Yeah.
If that's the new job description for a leader, let's really unpack what that means, because Woods lays out, I think, 5 really critical shifts.
Exactly. 5 key shifts for leadership in this AI era. And the first one is huge. Leadership is changing from control to context.
That old model, the command and control, top down, I know best, follow my lead. It just feels so dated now, doesn't it?
Right.
Especially with data everywhere.
It feels completely obsolete. Woods basically says it is obsolete when information is democratized and amplified by AI tools.
So what replaces it?
Well, he argues leaders need to become curators of context. I love that phrase.
Curators of context, okay.
Yeah, it means your job isn't dictating every little what and how. Instead, you're carefully setting up the environment for your team.
How so?
By giving them really clear direction, making sure they have access to trustworthy, clean data, that's key. And maybe most importantly, creating the psychological safety, the actual room for them to experiment with AI tools themselves.
So less directing, more enabling.
Precisely. Think about it through that MBA lens. Future managers aren't just learning how to give orders. They're learning how to design the whole system, the culture, where AI actually empowers their teams to solve problems, more autonomously, be more agile.
Like building the sandbox.
Exactly. Building the sandbox, making sure the sand is good, not telling everyone how to build their castles.
I thought his example of sales teams using predictive AI was really clear on this.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Instead of the leader micromanaging every call or pushing scripts, the smart leader, the sense maker leader, coaches the reps on interpreting the AI's lead scores.
Right, understanding the why behind the score.
Exactly, helping them see the nuance, using the AI like an intelligent co-pilot, not some black box you just obey. It really shifts the leader's role, doesn't it, to strategist and coach.
It really does. And that shift from control to context, it leads perfectly into the second big idea Woods talks about, decision-making, from intuition to insight.
Okay, this is where, for me, it gets really interesting. Because when you hear AI and decisions, you immediately think, oh, faster, data-driven choices.
Which is true, partly.
Right, partly. But Woods digs deeper. He makes this really crucial distinction about which decisions AI is actually good at.
Yeah, he separates them out.
AI is fantastic for optimizing operational decisions. Things like supply chain logistics, maybe customer service routing, inventory stuff, data-heavy, often repetitive tasks.
Stuff algorithms excel at.
Totally. But then there are the strategic decisions, the big, fuzzy, long-term ones, involving judgment, ethics, complex relationships. Those still need us. They still need human discernment.
Absolutely. And this is where Woods brings in this idea of needing bilingual fluency. which I think is such a great concept for anyone doing an MBA.
Bilingual fluency. Meaning
You need to understand the AI's capabilities well enough to actually question its outputs, not just blindly accept what the algorithm spits out.
Okay.
You need to develop this new leadership muscle. He calls it analytical intuition.
Analytical intuition. I like
Right.
that. So it's not just gut feel.
No. And it's not just blindly following the data either. It's about blending the two, taking the robust insights AI can give you, but synthesizing them with your own experience, your critical thinking, your understanding of the bigger picture, the context.
The art and the science.
Exactly. It's where the art of leadership meets the science of data. Like an MBA student in finance might learn how AI spots market trends, right?
Yeah.
But the human leader still has to make the final strategic investment call based on the company's risk appetite, vision, the competitive landscape, all that human stuff.
His retail example really brought this home for me, too. Using AI for customer insights. It's not just about piling up more data points. It's how the frontline managers then use those real-time dashboards, say, on customer sentiment.
Which the AI provides.
Right. But they use it to make better, more empathetic in-the-moment decisions. They combine the AI's data snapshot with their human read of the person right in front of them.
Going beyond just the transaction.
Yeah, serving the deeper need. Which is a great lead-in to the third shift, actually.
It is. This blending of AI insight and human judgment points straight to the leader's job. Ask better questions.
This argument really struck me as maybe one of the most powerful in the whole book. Woods basically says, in the age of AI, asking the right questions is way more important than having all the answers yourself.
Think about it. AI can process data at incredible speeds, but it can't, think contextually about messy human problems on its own.
Or ethically.
Or ethically, right. It needs direction. It needs a good prompt, a smart why, a nuanced question to get started.
And he connects this straight back to the MBA journey, doesn't he?
He really does. He explicitly challenges future leaders, people like you listening, to constantly sharpen those critical thinking and inquiry skills. This is where established frameworks suddenly become even more valuable.
Like what?
Well, things like design thinking, systems thinking, scenario planning. These aren't replaced by AI. They become essential partners to AI literacy.
Okay, I see. They help you frame the problem.
Exactly. They help you formulate those right questions that AI can then help answer, super fast and drawing on vast data. An MBA working on, say, a new market entry strategy.
Yeah.
AI can crunch all the market data, but the leader needs to ask the smart questions. What hidden customer need could AI help us find? Or how might this market react to some crazy unforeseen event? And can AI help us model potential scenarios?
Those are leadership questions, not just data questions.
Precisely. And he even gives a practical framework for this. He calls it questions AI leaders should ask daily, which I thought was brilliant.
Daily questions. Like what is...
Things like, okay, what assumptions is this AI making that I need to be aware of? Or how do we check this thing for bias or ethical drift over time? And crucially, where do we absolutely still need the human touch, even if the AI seems to have an answer?
Those force you to engage, don't they? Not just consume.
Exactly. It keeps the human in the loop, critically.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. The fourth point tackles risk, but also opportunity. Woods really hammers home that trust is the new competitive advantage.
Yeah, this is huge. Because AI isn't risk-free, obviously.
Not at all. We're talking real concerns. Bias baked into algorithms, how data might be used for surveillance, or just the sheer lack of transparency sometimes in how these AI decisions get made.
Right. And what's fascinating is Woods argues leaders can't just be reactive here, just mitigating risks. They have to proactively build trust.
Actively build it. How?
With employees, with customers, with all stakeholders. And the key is transparency. Being really open about how AI is being used, what it's aiming to do, and crucially, what its limits are.
So that tech ethics module in an MBA.
It's not optional anymore. It's absolutely core to modern leadership. Understanding responsible AI isn't just like good PR.
No.
It's fundamental to building organizational trust. That's your competitive edge now.
Because if people don't trust it...
They won't use it or they'll resist it. And any efficiency gains you hoped for just evaporate. It undermines the whole effort.
He uses that example of AI and talent management, which I thought was really insightful.
Yeah, spotting burnout patterns and things like that.
Right. AI can spot those patterns, maybe identify performance gaps. That's the data insight.
Okay.
But then the leader applies human empathy. Human judgment and how they intervene. That's the trust-building part. So the difference between an AI just flagging someone as low-performing.
Which can feel cold and scary.
Totally. Versus a leader using that same insight to initiate a supportive conversation, offer targeted training, or figure out what's really going on with that person.
That human element is key.
It is. And Woods has this killer quote: "If your people don't trust your AI systems, they won't use them. And then it doesn't matter how powerful your algorithms are."
That basically sums it all up, doesn't it? It's a deeply human challenge right at the heart of this tech revolution.
Yeah. Which brings us nicely to the fifth and final core concept from the book, something that touches every part of an organization. Talent strategy must evolve.
Right. Because AI is definitely going to reshape roles and the skills needed.
The book is clear on that.
Right.
It's not necessarily about mass job elimination, though. It's more about a fundamental transformation of what work looks like and how we do it.
Yeah, a shift in tasks and required competencies. And if we connect that to the big picture for leaders, your job is to proactively prepare your people for this future.
Wow.
By recognizing that learning agility, the ability to adapt and learn new things quickly, matters way more now than just having static credentials or a fixed skill set from years ago.
Continuous learning becomes the norm.
Absolutely. And for anyone doing an MBA, this means your courses in HR, leadership development, strategic planning, they have to factor in AI's impact now.
On org design, for instance.
On org design, definitely.
Hey.
On how you design upskilling programs to give people the new skills they need. And critically, how you keep your workforce engaged and motivated through what can be pretty significant periods of change. It's about building a resilient, adaptable organization.
So not just managing the tech, but managing the people through the tech transition.
Exactly. And Woods gives us another practical model here, which I found really useful for thinking about leadership actions. The 3R model for AI-driven leadership.
Okay, the 3 R's.
Yeah. First, recognize. Recognize what AI can do, but just as importantly, what it can't do. That helps avoid both the excessive hype and the unnecessary fear.
Okay, recognize. What's next?
Second, reframe. Reframe your own leadership role as being primarily about sense-making, like we discussed. Move decisively away from that old command and control micromanagement style.
Makes sense. And the third R?
Reorient. Reorient the entire organization. Push it towards building trust, fostering agility, and really promoting a culture where asking good questions is valued. It ties all these pieces together really nicely.
Recognize, reframe, reorient. That's a solid takeaway.
Very actionable.
So, wrapping this up for our MBA Book Club listeners today, what does this all mean for you? For the aspiring or current leader tuning in. I mean, this book, The AI-Driven Leader, it's getting some serious attention.
It really is.
Harvard Business Review didn't just like it. They called it an essential guidebook for executives. That's strong.
Very strong.
And Forbes highlighted its clear and accessible language, pointing out it's valuable even if you're not a tech expert, which is probably most of us, right?
Definitely. And the Goodreads reviews reflect that too, right? Like a 4.2 star average.
Yeah, solid. And reviewers kept saying it's more practical than philosophical, which, let's be honest, is often what you need in a leadership guide when things are changing fast.
Absolutely. Which brings us to maybe the core question. Why should every MBA student consider this a must-read? Why put this on your shelf?
Good question. What's the answer?
Well, first, it's deeply cross-disciplinary. Doesn't matter if your focus is marketing, ops, finance, HR. These leadership shifts apply everywhere.
True.
Second, the timing. AI isn't some far-off concept. It's here. It's impacting industries now, so there's an urgency.
You can't really afford to ignore it.
You really can't. Third, I think the tone is spot on. It's balanced. It avoids the breathless hype, but it also doesn't resort to fear-mongering. It's just grounded, practical advice.
Yeah.
And maybe most importantly, it elevates the human skills.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence, ethical reasoning, systems thinking. Woods argues these aren't becoming less important because of AI. They're becoming more important, more central, more differentiating for leaders.
So it's about using tech to become a better human leader, not just a more efficient manager.
Exactly. Leveraging technology to amplify our uniquely human capabilities.
So we've seen how the AI-driven leader really does shift the perspective. It's not AI replacing leaders, it's AI reshaping what leadership even means. Pushing all of us, really, to be better sense makers, better question askers.
And ultimately more trusted guides through complex changes.
Yeah.
And as you think about your own leadership journey, preparing for whatever comes next, maybe chew on this provocative question the book kind of leaves you with.
Okay.
Can leadership, like true, impactful leadership, actually be taught effectively in a world increasingly driven by algorithms? Or is it, maybe now, more than ever before, fundamentally more of an art than it is a science?
Art versus science in the age of AI leadership. Definitely something to mull over as you prepare for your next leadership challenge, whether that's in class or out in the real world. Join us next time for another deep dive.
Thanks for joining us on the MBA Book Club, where business insight meets your next great read. If you enjoyed this episode, follow or subscribe wherever you listen, and never miss a beat on the book shaping tomorrow's leaders. Got a title you'd like us to cover? Reach out. We're always adding to the stack. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and keep turning the page.